Hello, and welcome to the Labels Don't Define Us podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm really glad you're here with me today. If you're listening right now and life feels unbearably heavy, if you feel stuck, exhausted, or unsure how you'll keep going, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about rock bottom moments, those points in life when everything feels like it's falling apart. Moments when hope feels distant, identity feels lost, and you wonder if things will ever get better. What rock bottom really means. Rock bottom isn't the same for everyone. For some, it's emotional burnout, when you've been strong for too long, carrying stress, responsibility, and pain until your body and mind finally say, enough. For others, it's an identity crisis. Maybe the role you played, caregiver, professional, partner, achiever, no longer fits. You wake up and ask, who am I without this? And for many, rock bottom is losing hope. Not necessarily wanting to die, but no longer knowing how to live. Feeling disconnected from joy, meaning, or future plans. From a mental health perspective, rock bottom often happens when the nervous system has been overwhelmed for too long. Chronic stress, trauma, depression, anxiety, or unresolved grief can push the brain into survival mode. This can show up as emotional numbness, panic or shutdown, exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, loss of motivation or purpose. This isn't failure. It's a human response to prolonged pain. Many therapists say that breakdowns happen not because someone is weak, but because they've been strong without support for too long. Let me share a few stories that reflect how breakdown can slowly turn into breakthrough. Addiction recovery. One man I spoke with described his rock bottom as sitting alone, realizing he didn't trust himself anymore. Addiction had become a way to numb childhood trauma and emotional pain. Therapy helped him understand that his substance use wasn't a moral flaw, it was a coping strategy. Through counseling, group support, and rebuilding daily routines, he learned how to face discomfort without escaping it. Today, he's sober, present, and helping others navigate recovery. He says, "My life didn't become perfect, it became honest." Divorce and depression. Another story comes from a woman who lost not just her marriage, but her sense of worth. Depression followed, deep and quiet. Therapy helped her grieve the future she thought she'd have, not just the relationship itself. She slowly found healing through journaling, long walks, and creative writing. What started as pain poured onto paper eventually became poetry. Today, she shares her writing publicly and says that heartbreak gave her a voice she never knew she had. Near-suicide survival turning into advocacy. Some people describe rock bottom as standing on the edge, emotionally or physically. Survivors often say the turning point wasn't sudden hope, but connection. A therapist who stayed present, a friend who listened without fixing. Many survivors later become advocates, speaking about mental health, volunteering, creating art, or building communities that say, "You are not alone." Their pain didn't vanish, but it transformed into purpose. How people turn pain into progress. So what helps people move from breakdown to breakthrough? There are patterns I see again and again. Support is essential. Healing rarely happens in isolation. Support can come from therapy, peer groups, trusted friends, or even online communities where people finally feel seen. Therapy creates understanding. Many people say therapy helped them connect the dots, understanding why they react the way they do, where their pain began, and how to respond differently. Trauma-informed therapy, CBT, EMDR, and somatic approaches are especially helpful for rebuilding after a crisis. Self-compassion changes everything. Progress doesn't come from harsh self-talk. It comes from learning to treat yourself with patience, especially on hard days. Rebuilding routines restores safety. Simple routines like consistent sleep, gentle movement, meals, and creative time help regulate the nervous system and bring stability back into daily life. Breakthrough isn't dramatic. It's quiet. It's choosing to keep going one small step at a time. Today, I want to share the story of someone who rebuilt their life after losing nearly everything emotionally. This guest experienced severe burnout, depression, and a complete loss of identity after years of living to meet others' expectations. Therapy helped them recognize patterns of people-pleasing and emotional neglect. They began setting boundaries, resting without guilt, and reconnecting with creativity. What once felt like emptiness slowly became clarity. They shared something powerful. My breakdown forced me to stop running from myself. My breakthrough was learning how to listen. Today, they describe feeling grounded, not free from struggle, but deeply aligned with who they are. If you're listening and you feel like you're at rock bottom, I want you to hear this clearly. Rock bottom is not the end. It is a turning point, even if you can't see it yet. Breakthrough doesn't mean life suddenly becomes easy. It means choosing care over shame, support over silence, curiosity over self-blame. Your story matters, even in its hardest chapters. I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you for listening to Labels Don't Define Us. Remember, your diagnosis is only one chapter, not your whole story. If today's episode gave you hope or insight, please follow the podcast and share it with someone who might need it too. Together, we can break the stigma and remind the world that we are so much more than labels. Until next time, take care of yourself and never forget, you are not defined by a diagnosis.